Okay, so last game, um, we started off kind of at the beginning of a raucous brawl in the Yawning Portal tap room. Um, Sonny Shim and his crew were seeking repayment for the coin that he believed had been stolen by Yopa. Um, so you guys began kind of slogging it out for a bit, for a couple rounds of combat, until the noises that uh, were being kind of uh, emanating across the tap room drew a troll from the depths of the yawning portal, along with the parasitic sturges that had been feeding on it. You managed through a combination of fire and steel to fire, steel, and magic to um, dispatch the troll and its accompanying parasites. Um, Durnan gave you a bit of a scolding for uh, wrecking his tap room a bit and drawing something up to the top. Um, and you met a couple new friends. Kuzad goes by Q, who offered to repay for the now splintered tables and chairs that were in the kind of immediate area, um, as well as Volo. Uh, Volo, having seen your prowess in battle, asked for your help in seeking a friend of his who had gone missing a couple nights before. They had been out drinking together in the Rust District, and Volo left a bit before this other individual, Floon, um, and apparently Floon never made it home. So you headed to the Rust District and began investigating. Um, Found that uh, after Volo had left, Floon had met another friend who you learned to be Rainier Neverember, the son of a noble within the city, um, who both drank and were followed out by five kind of shady looking individuals. Um, After some liquid briberies, you managed to track down kind of the path that they had been dragged off to this kind of uh, gloomy, stinky, narrow alleyway um, called Candle Lane that is currently pretty shrouded in darkness, just because the buildings are so kind of tightly packed that the light doesn't reach unless it's kind of high sun. So you kind of stand at one end of this narrow alley, as dark and odorous as some of the dungeons you've been in. Nearly all the street lamps have been smashed, and the only light that you see currently piercing the darkness is a faint flickering from down the lane like a distant candle. What do you do?
Hmm.
Thing called again, sorry.
Uh, Candle Lane.
Handling.
I'd like to have a look around and see if there's any guards, rooftops, or anything like that of
Okay.
this of the Scarlet Knot.
Make a perception check.
Okay. 21.
21. Okay. So you take a minute to kind of take point and begin scanning kind of across the rooftops. Um, you don't see any sort of sentries or guards in any of the immediate windows or along the roof line. But you kind of peer a bit further, and you see that the kind of flickering light down the alleyway is just illuminating a bit of a yard, um, and you see down the way kind of a building standing at the back of the yard, both behind a rusted metal fence.
Pretty spooky.
I don't like it.
We gotta go down. We're going down here.
Hmm.
I guess we could continue.
Get a bit closer.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So you guys carefully begin making your way down the narrow alleyway. Um, yeah, all the buildings in this area look like they're either uh, shuttered or just like very, very well lived in and are looking pretty sad in terms of wear and tear. You get probably about 20 feet away from the yard, and you see a rundown looking warehouse building. Um, and on the building, you see from your vantage point 3 points of entry. There's a front door, um, a large loading door, and a window with its glass painted over black from the inside. Um, and a gust of wind kind of picks up, channeling through this narrow alley, and you see some of the peeling black paint on the loading door begin to kind of flutter, and a couple detach, scooping up and over the building in a gust.
Are there any
Should we-
windows?
Pardon me?
Are there any windows or viewpoints we could like peek
Yeah.
in?
Yep. So this is kind of a large, from here to here is like a large kind of loading bay door. Uh, there is a window over here, but you can see that it's been painted over black from the inside, and then there's a front door just here.
I'm gonna sneak over to the window.
Oh wait, can you guys see into the yard?
Just the
Yeah.
yard.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
just this.
Yeah.
good. What were you saying, Steph?
I'm gonna sneak over to that window and like scratch a little paint off and see if I can look in.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Hold on. I'm stealthy as shit, so. That is a 17.
17. Okay. So you kind of, excuse me, get down on all fours and stealthily kind of bound across the yard, hugging close to the fence. You find that the gate itself is not locked, and you carefully kind of lift it on its hinges and uh, open it, trying to avoid any squeakiness. You make your way across the yard and up to the window. You try to kind of run a claw against the painted glass, finding that the paint is on the inside of the glass, so you're not able to scratch it off, but make a perception check while you're here. You can either take a listen, or if you want to take a sniff, you can do it with advantage.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that was not much better. 6.
6. Okay. Yeah, far as you can tell, there's no noise. It's kind of eerily silent. at least within the immediate vicinity of this window.
Sorry, you cut out a little there.
I was just saying, best you can tell, there's no one, at least on the immediate other side of the window or within the vicinity. Seems pretty quiet.
All right, I'm gonna sneak back and like be like, yeah, you know what? I'm pretty sure there's no one in this building.
Do we knock on the front door and
Um,
or
I would like-
enter unannounced?
I would like to check the door for maybe traps or alarms.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that's a good idea.
So you're all moving up?
Yep.
Yeah, move what?
Okay. Make an investigation check, Belial.
Well, that's a natural one. So 2.
Okay. Okay. You don't see any traps or alarms. You see kind of a peephole in the center of the door, but it looks like it's kind of an inside out type peephole.
Well, I don't see anything. Could try to look inside. Maybe open the door.
Yeah, if anyone's in there, we can just pretend that we're locked and be like, whoop, wrong abandoned building.
Yeah, I'll
I
just
like
push
that idea.
past everybody and go ahead and open the door, trusting in Belial's senses.
All right. You walk up to the door, kind of reef on the handle, and it is locked.
Oh, shit.
Make a perception check, Yopa.
Perception. 16.
16. Okay. As you release your hand from the door handle, you hear a bit of a scurry and some objects being kind of shifted and moved around on the inside.
Due to shaking the handle.
Yeah, something was alerted to the noise, and you heard a bit of a scurry.
Something on the other side, everybody.
I'll move up and I'll knock on the door. I feel like that's the best way to approach this.
Yeah.
If it's a warehouse of a thieves guild or such,
Yeah.
probably
Okay.
we're going the right way.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just looking anyway. We're not doing any harm.
As you're walking up to the door, Torin, make a perception check as well.
Let's see. 20.
20. Okay. You notice above the door handle, kind of a rudimentary painting that has been brushed on of kind of a figure eight knot in scarlet paint.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you're knocking on the door?
Yeah, I'll give it a knock.
Okay. You give it a couple raps, and you hear a little bit of a scurry kind of further in the warehouse, and you wait a minute, 2 minutes, and no one comes to the door to answer.
And over here is like a bay door,
Yeah,
and that's closed.
it's closed currently.
Okay.
Well, if we really want to get in, I think I could try give it a little
Lock here?
pick the lock here.
Can I assist him on picking the lock?
Yeah, how are you assisting him?
I'm gonna
I'll
just
use my
like,
right hand. You use your left.
before I was gonna talk you up, but I could do that too.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you. One DC is going to be higher than the other. I can tell you that.
Yeah, talk me up. Let me
Like,
put.
Yopa. Oh my god.
Let-
See what can do this. It's you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, make a thieves tools check, Yopa.
A use tools check.
Thieves tools. So it's dexterity
D20?
dexterity
Oh,
check. Yeah, plus your proficiency, which I believe is +2.
dexterity check. So 22 plus 24.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah. So you
Thank you, youngest.
with youngest's words of guidance and hyping you up, you with surgeon-like precision manage to push the tumblers out of the way, and you hear the lock click open.
I will slowly, as slow as possible, push the door open. Maybe trying to listen for anything else to occur, like a
Okay.
trap to set or anything.
Okay. Make a stealth check, as well as a perception check.
Stealth check and then perception. Stealth is 17.
Mhm.
Perception is 50.
Okay. All right. So you very slowly swing the door open, kind of lifting it on the hinges to relieve any pressure. You open it probably 6 inches or so and take a listen and kind of a scan across the room. You don't hear anything, but you do see an instant of a black cloak dip its head behind one of the crates deeper in the warehouse.
There's something in there, and it's wearing a cloak.
I knocked on the door. Why did it not answer?
Maybe it's scared of us. We're pretty intimidated.
It could be deaf.
Oh, it could be.
Or hearing impaired.
Are they moving in?
Can I?
I'm gonna be like, hello, hello.
Okay. Youngest, you kind of call out into the abandoned warehouse, your voice kind of echoing off the walls. And again, just silence.
I'm gonna be like, it's okay. We have cheese.
We know you're in there. Show yourself.
Almost in kind of a parrot-like fashion, youngest, you hear your voice ringing back to you saying, "We have cheese."
Oh, ooh, spooky. Ew, is that what I sound like? Oh God.
You don't like that.
We mean you no harm. You can come out now.
Since there's a couple of you doing this, I would say make a persuasion check with advantage.
Who?
Either you or youngest.
Do you want to do it, youngest?
Alright, I'm on it. Do you want it? Perception?
Persuasion.
Persuasion, sorry. 12?
12. Okay. Yopa kind of looking into the warehouse. You see that same head kind of pop up for a second. You see a pair of beady, kind of brown eyes, and just a face kind of shrouded in darkness. Pop its eyes over the top for a second and then pop back down. Inside, you see that tables and chairs in here have been kind of carelessly tossed across the floor. And looking even closer, you see the corpses of about a dozen people lying along the walls. Their rapiers and daggers lying nearby.
Oh my.
I think I'm gonna sneak in.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Can I sneak in with him?
Yep, stealth check as well.
And I'll just move in blatantly.
Like into the row of dead people.
Yep.
And maybe that'll be a distraction for the people stealthing.
Sneak in.
17.
17, okay. And Yopa?
Oh, natural 20.
Nice. Okay, where are you guys moving?
Actually, I guess I wouldn't know where he saw cloaked figure, but I'm just gonna try to head over.
Yopa kind of points out that the figure was kind of over in this corner.
Okay. I'm gonna
This
head
corner?
over
Oh,
like
this corner? Okay.
I'm gonna go like behind these crates over here.
Okay,
I start going that way as well, but then Bilal takes the lead, so I choose to take a different path, and I'll go like to this area.
do you want to just run Bjorn, David?
Deanna's here now.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm here.
Hey!
She's just tired.
Bjorn.
Can't you hear it? It's
Hello.
Bjorn.
Q kind of sidles up next to you, youngest, and says, it's really quiet in here. It's unsettling.
Mhm. I'm gonna like position myself behind pretty much everyone else, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. Neatly tucked into the corner there.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, don't worry, guys, I got your back.
Okay. Upon kind of fully entering the place, you see four short avian-looking creatures with long beaks and black feathers begin kind of curling their way around this set of boxes. They draw their short swords and daggers kind of in anticipation.
I'll just hold my hands up in the air as if like we come in peace. We're just looking for a friend. We don't mean you any harm.
I'm gonna ready throwing dagger.
Okay.
There's four of them, you said?
Yeah, there's four of them. As they kind of round the corner and listen to your kind of call out for peace, one of them opens their mouth, and it's weird because you hear a like articulated voice, like as though there were lips and tongue kind of moving, but it's just like an open mouth that's just like parroting out and kind of resonating this noise. And you hear this kind of gruff voice say, guard the place against anyone who would come. And they begin kind of brandishing their weapons. Let's roll some initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Well, I tried. Now they're gonna die. Nope, not by me though. I get the worst initiative rolls.
I just rolled a 3.
I rolled a 2 and I'm -1.
Jeez, I
Oh,
thought
man.
mine was bad.
You win.
11.
All right, everyone's on their spot.
Yeah.
Duh.
Bilal, you're up first.
Okay. Hmm. Since I had the dagger ready,
Mm-hmm.
I guess that still takes up an action, like a full action, right? If I were to throw it.
Yeah, I would say since you managed to stealth over, your attack would have advantage.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'll throw the dagger at this Kenku. And then move up, I guess, to here. And can I ready a dodge?
One sec. So dodge is usually an action. I think if you spend a key point, you can do patient defense. And
Right.
dodge is a bonus action.
Okay. Yes, that is what I'll do.
Okay, so you were throwing a dagger at this one?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to roll to hit?
17.
17 hits.
Nice. And then it's a D4. For 4 points of damage. Actually, it had advantage, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
But oh yeah, so you can roll again to see if you get a natural 20, but you already hit either way.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So yeah, just 4 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, advantage is just to hit, not on damage rolls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so you come kind of bounding out, loosing a kunai from your tail. It kind of shoots past this one creature and kind of cuts along its cheek and its hood, kind of tearing it off. And you see, as you tear part of the hood, it kind of drops down. And you see this full, like, human, or probably like youngest sized looking crow, basically, that's bipedal. And as the dagger kind of cuts across its cheek, it again opens its mouth, and you hear like the scream of a human woman come out of its mouth.
Ew.
Ew.
That's very-
nasty. Oh, that's
All right, Bjorn, your go.
Okay, I'm in a rage.
I got these little status effect things. One sec.
Oh. Because you forgot that when you rage, everyone has advantage that you're attacking.
Oh.
That's right, honey?
Yeah, I realized when I was watching back last game that your like ancestral type rage, the people that you hit, it gives disadvantage. So
Oh, right.
yeah, so
I knew
now I should be able to remember what this little raging thing.
people that cheat that Bjorn.
Sweet.
has
Disadvantage on the next people they try to hit, type of thing.
Yeah, they have disadvantage on trying to hit someone who's not Bjorn. So basically, she kind of like threatens them so that they have disadvantage against her or his allies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. I'm going up to the guy that Yopa just hit.
Blau?
Oh, it was Bile. Sorry.
No, it was me.
You're so big. Ah!
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 Oh
Ah!
my god.
That's neat.
He's breakdancing.
They're breakdance fighting.
Busting out the head spin.
Okay. Let's see.
So the one that Belial just hit was this one, but he's in front of this one. So
Okay. You go to the other side?
If you have enough movement.
Do I have enough movement?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, you have 35?
30. 30.
30. Yeah, I'd say this one's probably the one you
Okay.
get to.
On the other side.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just hit him. Hopefully. 17 plus 6 is 23.
Surely hits.
Thoroughly.
Thoroughly. Plus 2. Okay. Is it D12? Yes. 9 plus 4 is 13. Plus 2 is 15 points of damage.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm just looking at something. Okay. So you come barreling through and swing heavily down with your great axe, just kind of carving across the front torso of this Kenku. As it opens its mouth, you hear the scream of a child as it falls backwards, bloodied and dead.
Oh my god.
What's your dexterity modifier, Yopa?
My dexterity modifier is 3.
+3?
+3, yeah.
Okay, you go first.
Cool. I'll take a shot at this one back here.
Okay, since you were.
Oh wait, actually, you know what? Oh wait. Sorry, continue.
I was gonna say since you were hidden, you would have advantage in sneak attack against that one, against any of
Okay,
them.
beautiful. Against any of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'll take a shot on that one. All right. To hit 25.
Hits.
Sweet. Damage is 4, but I got sneak attack, and I'm gonna use a real die for this one. +2, so total of 6.
What did you roll?
4 damage initially, and then I did 2 for the sneak attack damage.
Okay, did you add the +3 from your dex on damage?
My dex modifier?
Yeah, so your damage is normally, I think, with a heavy crossbow. What is it? 1d8?
Oh yeah, I rolled well, I guess natural 1
Oh, plus the 3. Okay,
plus the 3, yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so that was seven total? I can't remember.
6.
6 total. Okay. All right, so as from the shadows, this crossbow bolt comes flying. It sticks itself into kind of the arm And as the Kenku kind of shakes its arm, you notice that it's just kind of a bare arm. Like you'd expect maybe one of these avian creatures to have some wing-like feathers, but it's just a bare arm.
Like a arm of a bird just without feathers.
Yeah, it's like the skin that would be under the feathers, like just jet black, but there's no feathers on them.
Oh, gnarly.
Yeah.
And then can I use my just in was it cunning action to just hide behind something? Can I hide behind? Well, what are these?
Those are barrels.
Could I hide behind one of those barrels?
Yeah, you can move up and cunning action, hide, make a stealth roll.
Stealth roll. 21.
21. Okay. So they saw you kind of move in that direction. They don't know exactly where you are, kind of behind all this stuff, but they know you're generally over here. They just don't know where.
Okay.
Okay. Youngest, you're up.
Try to okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast disguise self. And I'm gonna just try to mirror exactly what these little guys look like.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get kind of like closer to them,
Okay.
close as I can.
So you have 30 feet of movement.
Which is what, 2?
Each square is 5 feet, so 6 squares basically.
Okay, yeah, I'll move like 5. Like here-ish. Oh. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna try to make it kind of like not my voice, like maybe one of their voices that they were talking, like maybe like a little girl's voice or something like that. And I just want to say like, run away, run away.
Okay. Okay. They saw you at like in your mouse form, so I would say make. Pardon me.
I was hidden.
Okay. Okay. Then just make a straight deception check. I was gonna say with disadvantage, but since you were hidden, just straight deception check. Yeah, I would say like their current kind of hostile status plus your disguise self kind of balance each other out for just a straight roll.
I got 16.
16. Okay. Okay, you already see kind of their eyes starting to widen, especially at this giant, uh, rippling, muscled human having felled one of their allies in one sweep. You already see their eyes kind of widening and darting, and kind of hearing that, you see their grasp on their weapons beginning to loosen.
I think that's all I'm gonna do.
What are you doing?
I think that's it. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your, or you just go first. You can go before Kuzad, Torin.
Okay. I'm going to move up just in front of Björn, and I'm going to take a hammer at his Kenku. I'm just going to say, you can surrender at any time and leave. But then I'm going to hit him with a hammer. There was a 12. 12, 13, 14. 16.
Hits.
Okay. And that's going to be the 8.
Oh my god.
It's 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. All right. Okay. So you walk up, kind of trying to vie for a peaceful resolution, as well as swing your hammer into one of them. You catch.
The point a bit.
What's that?
Just to emphasize it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, you swing it into the gut of this creature as it kind of doubles over and begins kind of gasping for breath as you knock the wind out of it. Q also strides up and kind of encircles them so that there's this kind of full semicircle blocking the escape route and says, "You may as well surrender, little fellas. Our numbers are double yours." And I'd say since we're at the end of the initiative here, they all drop their weapons and they clatter to the ground as all three of them kind of drop into like child's pose, basically, putting their hands on the ground and their foreheads to the floor, basically.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice. Maybe like I've seen these guys before, and they'll just like do whatever someone tells them to do. So I just thought maybe, we didn't have to kill all of them.
I'm going to throw 2 gold coins in front of them and tell them to leave. Take this and don't come back.
Okay.
And we asked him about what's his name?
Flynn?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they'll be able to like really like give you any information. They're kind of
We can try, though.
Yeah.
Before you go, do you have any information on a man named Flume? He was a fancily dressed man who might have been captured and brought here.
You went kind of Russian for a second there.
I know. Be everywhere. Now that that Russian, it's gonna really rub off on me.
That tends to happen.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. They scoop up the 2 gold pieces and pocket them. And the first one kind of opens the beaky mouth, and in a thick kind of orcish accent, you hear it kind of parrot out, "Razuma sends their regards." And then the second one, similarly, it's almost like a kind of symphony of birds, but with these weird kind of disjointed voices coming out of them. The second one, in a kind of thin, nasally voice, says, "Tie up the gangly one in the back and follow the Kent to the sewers." And finally, the last one, in kind of a scratchy voice, says, "No time to loot the place. Just get him to the boss."
Oh no.
okay.
That's not good.
So it seems like the Scarlet Knot has been raided,
Yeah.
and we have to find a whole new set of evildoers.
Mm-hmm.
If looking around at the bodies that are in here, do they seem like they're Scarlet Knot? Can we see the emblem? Do they fit that description?
Make an investigation check, anyone who's looking to the bodies. And in the
Yeah.
meantime,
I will look.
okay, investigation check. In the meantime, these Kenku, with their hands raised, they just leave their weapons behind as they try to like squeeze their way through you guys, kind of pushing themselves more into Belial and away from Bjorn as they make their way out.
Do we see like another door, like the way they came in, or were they just in the room?
They were just in the room, kind of behind these crates, but I would say since you guys are more in the room now, you can see the rest.
I rolled a 21 for investigation on the bodies.
Okay,
I rolled an 11.
okay.
I was
Also,
14.
14, 21, 14, and 11. Okay. Okay, so first off, kind of now that you're deeper into this warehouse, you see toward the back of the room, there are two kind of separated areas with more kind of bits and bobs of crates and hay bales, barrels, and other kind of miscellaneous goods. There's a stairwell leading up to another level that kind of divides these two just here. Beginning to investigate the bodies, you see that about seven of them wear the kind of dark black cloak with crimson kind of embellishments embroidered along the edges, similar to the group that you had seen being arrested by the Orem Guard on the way here, and kind of looking through their bodies. Torin, you flip over the hand of one of them and see a figure eight knot tattooed in black onto one of their palms. Between Belial and Yopa, you find that the other five bodies are similarly cloaked, but as opposed to the crimson embellishments, these ones, the cloak is almost like it's kind of like that dual gradient effect where like in certain light it looks black, but in certain light there's this kind of faint golden iridescence to it. And on the inside of the cloaks, kind of not visible to the outside, embroidered is this golden multi-spoked sun symbol.
Does that mean anything to anybody?
Anyone who would like to try and recall, make a history check.
All right, I'm doing it.
History.
21.
Nice.
15.
13.
4.
Anyone who wants to try to remember? Oh,
Oh man.
natural one.
Natural one.
Dang it.
Dang it. Dang it, puppy.
Okay, youngest. You tend to, since you've kind of set out on your adventures, you like to kind of familiarize yourself with the kind of seedier factions of the underbellies of the places that you visited. And you recall that there are kind of two thieves guilds based kind of in the province of Aurelia. There is the Scarlet Knot and then there are the golden ghosts. And the golden ghosts, while not
At the door, at the door.
while not directly or openly affiliated with the royalty of Abrandir, it's kind of like, unwritten knowledge that the golden ghosts tend to do like the dirty work of the royalty.
Interesting. I will let my friends know that.
Are you playing Guitar Wise?
Is someone jamming?
Hello?
Hello? What
Hello?
were you playing, Elias?
Nothing.
Is that a preview of the next best-selling album in a couple years?
Sorry, I was practicing my bard skills.
Nice.
No, my bad.
I thought you were playing like a Golden Ghost theme or something.
It could be. No, that was bad. No, it's okay. Adding to the ambiance.
Nice. Yeah, so that's what you can kind of discern from trying to recall anything about this symbology.
All right.
Since I still look like these little guys, can I make my way up the stairs?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, let's just check it out, because if there's a baddie up there, he'll just think it's one of those guys.
Do you think we should take some of these cloaks in case we need to disguise ourselves at some point?
Good idea. Good idea. Yeah.
Fantastic idea.
So there's 5 of these golden ghosts,
Yeah.
I think. All right. I don't know if they'll fit everyone here, but I'll probably be swimming in it, and Darren might need to take the sleeves off. But it might do for some of us.
Yeah.
It helps us in the future.
Okay.
So we'll disrobe them.
Sounds good.
And ceremony.
Okay, so you guys have 5 golden ghost cloaks. And they are kind of, they're all human sized. So some of you, they're kind of pooling at the ground, and Bjorn, it's kind of like a half cloak.
Is there anything going on upstairs?
Youngest, you're making your way upstairs? Okay.
I like. Oh yeah, someone said there was no time to loot. Is that here?
They
There's
just,
one of
they just kind of generally said that. You don't know
Just
exactly.
generally.
Yeah, you don't know exactly what they're talking about.
Oh, pshaw! I'm gonna loot the place.
All right. Are you getting kind of up close and like rifling through piles and stuff, or just kind of walking around doing a scan?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk around, do a scan. I take what they say half to heart.
Okay. All right, make a perception check.
Perception. Oh, that was close to a 1 or a 7. I got 21.
Nice.
Okay.
Close to a 1 gets 21.
All right. Just give me a second here.
Yup. Hey, mama.
Whoa.
When I wake up in the morning, I'm still asleep. I really don't want no toast.
Oh, milk.
Never
Oh,
heard,
water.
never
Oh,
heard that
milk
accent out of you,
cereal.
Lyle.
No.
Okay, so first off, youngest, you begin making your way upstairs,
I'm
and
just gonna make it out. I think I would have went with her because I wouldn't want her to go by herself.
okay, sounds good.
I'm just gonna go over with her.
All right. So making your way up top, you see that this second level is kind of like a balcony
Okay.
that overlooks the main part of the warehouse. So you see that it is also kind of similarly stacked with crates, crates and barrels, and a bunch of kind of junk, basically. Um, Yopa, you begin traversing the inside of the warehouse, kind of looking for anything of value. Um, kind of looking, you see uh, there are crates of all sorts of junk. You see kind of moth-eaten bolts of cloth that have kind of unraveled and spill out of the tops of some of these. You catch a whiff of spoiled olive oil as there's a couple of barrels that have long since spoiled. You see one crate that is just full of hundreds of pairs of these wooden soled sandals that you, having kind of been a local of Abrandir, know that these were kind of all the rage last summer, but they're kind of out of fashion now, hence probably why there's a bunch of backstock. Um, but as you make your way into this area, you begin scanning into this corner over here, and you see the seam of a door, as well as a latch that is kind of crafted to sit flush with the door, so that it's not very noticeable.
Hmm. Ooh. Could I inspect it for any traps, locks?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
16.
16. Okay. Does not appear to be locked. However, you do see a silver wire kind of tightly bound toward the top of the door frame.
Why? I found a conspicuous door with a silver wire. Does anybody want to? I mean, I could certainly try to undo whatever this silver wire may do, but if everybody wants to make a try or an attempt, they can.
I think we're just gonna take a look around up here first and make sure there's no one else, and then we'll be right down.
I will assist you, Yopa.
Thank you, B.
No problemo. As they say.
Yes, as they say.
Sorry, I was kind of looking at a map. What are you guys doing?
Do you want to try undo whatever the silver wire does, Belial? Or, I mean, I can certainly try and you can back me up.
I have steady hands. At least I like to think so. I'll do it.
Can we hold our hands against each other and see who is stiller?
My hands are a little bit sweaty, but sure.
Both
Okay,
of
mine are
you,
wet.
both of you make I'd say just a straight dexterity check.
All right.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. So you guys both kind of face each other, face off, and both stick your hands out, uh, kind of extending them to each other, trying to see whose hands are steadier than the other. And they're both steady as a rock, just even.
Okay, you know what? You handle this one. You offered me help.
Okay. And I'd reach my hands down to like the side of my robe and just like wipe all the sweat off.
All right, make a dexterity check, Lyle.
Oh boy. That's 16 again.
Nice. Okay, so you with your kunai, uh, having kind of dried your hands off on your cloak, um, kind of pinch the wire with one hand so as not to trip it, and very gingerly slice it. Um, as this happens upstairs, Torin and youngest, you hear, um, you know, when like a fire alarm goes off, but it only does like a brief kind of like ring for like a millisecond as like a test kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, you hear that for like an instant, but it's cut off immediately, coming from these doors over here. So it seems like there was an alarm of some sort that was disarmed.
Mm.
Hmm.
I think I did it.
Cool, let's go in.
All right. After you.
Confident in Bilal's skills once again. I'd love to just toss the door open.
Okay, sounds good. Um, as you toss the door open, um, um, you see a very tiny secret room.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so it's a tiny little storage nook, and in it you see two crates that are in much better condition than the ones that occupy kind of the rest of the space, as far as you've seen.
Lyle, there's 2 crates in here. Which one do you want? You keep everything from one. I'm gonna keep everything from the other.
Okay. I'll take the left one.
I wanted the left one.
Well,
Okay, fine. I'll take the right. I'll take the
the right is always right. So
right.
All right. Yopa, in the left crate, you kind of pry it open with your dagger, kind of leveraging in the little gap between the lid and the base. It pops open, and inside you see four kind of flat rectangular objects wrapped in leather.
ooh.
4?
Four. They're probably two of them are probably like 11 by 14, and the other two are a bit bigger, maybe like 25 by 20 or something like that.
The last two, it's like 2 by, or 2, 20 by what?
Like 20 by 25.
20 by 20.
Yeah.
Just so I have better. Okay, cool.
Belial, opening the other crate, you see a kind of bundle of cloth that has been kind of draped over whatever is sitting in here.
Can I take it off?
Yep. As you pull the cloth back, you see about 15 silver bars that are all black from corrosion.
probably wouldn't be of any value.
Let's see, what would be the equivalent of an appraisal check? I've been playing too much Pathfinder. They have an appraisal check in that system. Make just a general intelligence check, Bilal.
Nice. Natural 20. So 21.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, you pick up one of the bars, and they're probably about 10 pounds each.
Whoa.
And you know that this is still kind of like raw metal that could be used for something, like as long as the corroded bit was kind of worked away. And that each of them is probably worth 50 gold or so.
What?
50 gold each.
50 gold per bar. There are 15 10-pound bars.
Holy.
Okay. Um, like I said, Yopa, right is always right.
I walk away.
Wait,
And
I
I go.
need someone to help me carry these.
I didn't hear a thing. I go to that box of old sandals and I just take a pair of sandals and put it in my bag, along with those two rectangular things wrapped in leather.
There are 4 of them.
4 of them, yeah, I'll take all 4 and put it in my
Okay.
bag.
They're kind of unwieldy. Like the bigger ones are like 2 feet by 1.5 foot, basically.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
inches.
yeah. And then
Oh,
yeah,
I
the
guess
other
so.
2 are
Yeah,
like
right.
kind of half the size.
I had no grasp of measurement there.
Also, Belial, if you take all those bars, it's going to be like carrying an extra body, basically. Like it's total like 150 pounds.
Yeah, I don't. Is there anyone that would help me carry these? I just want to rebuild my monastery.
Maybe we should go halfsies on both these. I'll take some of the weight. You take some of mine.
What's Bjorn doing
60-40?
during all this?
Mhm.
What's Bjorn doing during all this? Torin and Youngest have made their way upstairs. Bjorn is just kind of hanging out in the main room. What are you up to, Bjorn?
I'm gonna go up with Torn and Youngest.
Okay.
And we have no help, Belial.
I
Do
don't normally like asking much, but if any of you help me carry these, I would be indebted to you for a lifetime.
Oh.
We're already upstairs, so we literally can't hear you.
If any of you would like to help me carry these, I
We're
would
kind
be indebted to you for a lifetime.
in the middle of a thing. We'll come afterward. No, I'm Russian. Okay, fucking hell.
Wait, can I unwrap these things
Yeah,
wrapped in leather?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you begin kind of unwinding the leather straps that are kind of wrapped around the general leather casing. You open one of them and see this pristine kind of golden filigreed frame and a canvas that has been kind of bound within. You see a really nice looking oil painting of the first one that you opened, you'd recognize as basically kind of the skyline of Abrandir.
Ooh.
Mm. What do you think of this, Belial? Pretty beautiful, eh?
Yes. Reminds me of the sun. Wait, did you say it was a sunrise or sunset?
It's
Yeah.
taken or it's painted kind of at just like midday, like well lit Abrandir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
You see kind of the tiered like 3 steps of the Rose Ward and the Royal Ward and the Rest District.
oh, okay. The piece makes me feel serene.
Would you like to open one?
If you don't mind, I guess.
Certainly. I'll give him. Which one did I open? One of the bigger ones?
That was one of the smaller ones.
Okay, yeah. I'll give Belial one of the bigger ones to open. Because I like seeing the joy in his eyes.
Um, so you unbind another one of the paintings, and this one is kind of a pearlescent white filigreed frame, and you see another city depicted, but this is a city of tall spires that have kind of like that like bulb type aesthetic, like kind of like the Taj Mahal kind of aesthetic toward the top. But these towers are forged of glass of some sort. And there's kind of this desert landscape surrounding it. You see these kind of ebbing and flowing dunes in the background. Make a history check, Blah.
Yeah. It's 18.
18, okay. You have heard of this place. It is the capital of Urikesh, called Kriskasar, and it's kind of the uh, metallic dragonborn capital, and it's a city renowned for their crafting of dragon glass. They basically use their breath to take the sand and forge everything from buildings to armor out of dragon glass.
Wow. I relay that information to Yopa.
Wow.
Yes, indeed. Wow.
Shall we open another one?
You can go ahead.
Let's do it at the same time this time.
Okay.
Okay, so for the sake of brevity, you guys open the last two paintings. One of them you see kind of this like sandstone, very Rivendell looking elvish city taken at night, with just this beautiful kind of skyscape of glittering stars and a full moon. Um, and you would know this as Mithruar, the City of Stars. Is one of the elven capitals. And another one you open depicts Glinthelm, which is, you see these two tall spires raised and kind of embedded in mountains, forming this kind of gate between this ravine and this kind of break in the mountain range. And a lot of kind of gold embellishments on a settlement that's kind of a fortress, basically, that's at the base of this gate. And you recognize this as Glinthelm, which is kind of the human fortification on one side of the spine gate, which is the gate kind of between um, the Durgazruk Mountains that separates like Dwarven country and human country. So,
That's so cool.
so while this is going on, what's going on upstairs?
I think we're going to look around just to make sure there's no one else up here.
Okay. Perception checks.
$19.
18.
18. Okay.
Oh
Tw-
my god.
what did you get?
It
6?
doesn't matter.
All right. Bjorn, you're kind of trailing behind everyone and you take a little bit of a trip catching your toe as these guys begin kind of looking around. You're just kind of standing up like nothing happened. Youngest, you kind of put your nose to the ground and begin sniffing. You get a strong whiff of fish and sour pickling juice or vinegar kind of coming from below the door over here. Torin scanning around and taking a listen. You don't hear anything or see anything living up here.
Are there more bodies, or does it look like there was a fight up here as well?
It doesn't look like the fight was up here. The most of the kind of chaos and stuff that's been thrown about is on the main level.
Okay.
Is there just one doorway? What is this box? Is it another door there?
No, there's just the one door over here, and then kind of the balcony just curls around overlooking the main floor of the warehouse.
All right, I will go to the door and see if it's locked.
That's
Okay.
the main. That makes sense.
Okay, you go over to the door and you see the source of the alarm that you had heard briefly. There's kind of a metal alarm above the door that has kind of the hammer that would ring against it. And fairly confident that it's been disarmed, you turn the doorknob and it opens without any resistance.
Well, I'll go in.
Okay. Inside, you see a suite. I'd say you can see around the corner as well. You see a suite of offices. It looks like this space probably gets little use. There are desks and bare shelves that are covered with dust and draped cobwebs, and you hear a couple rodents kind of skittering about and hiding as the door opens.
And I can see to the end of the room, or no?
You can see kind of that there's another door or another kind of archway here that leads deeper, and you can see kind of this and then everything in the immediate room.
Okay, I'm just gonna like walk into the other room, and just like peek around the corner and see what's going on in there.
Okay, you peek around the corner. Sorry?
I was just saying I'm gonna follow in as well, and I'm gonna look for if there's any like papers that look like they don't have a layer of dust on them, like they're really recent.
Okay.
Can I also ask another question, DM?
Yep.
The bodies that were downstairs that we saw were in a fight. How does it? They look really old, or a day old, or?
They were fresh. They were like within 12 hours, I would say.
Okay.
All right. Bjorn, are you going in as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you walk in as well, backing up your smaller friends. Youngest, kind of looking deeper in, you see, pretty unused kind of conference-looking table. There are some papers and things strewn on top of it, and you see two more doors further within.
Closed?
Closed, currently closed. Torin, you begin kind of leafing through the papers, and you see a contract. You see 2 or 3 kind of bounties that are calling for the return, dead or alive, of a couple of names. I would say make a history check.
Okay. What am I?
Ooh, Yop and
13.
Belial, are you making your way up, or are you just hanging out downstairs?
Um. Is Q is upstairs with them, right? Or
Yeah.
like you moved him. I don't know. It's kind of a weird time to ask, but I guess in the downtime, could I ask him to like run me through like a quick lesson, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He kind of comes down and joins you. I'll get back to that after we
Okay.
get upstairs.
Cool.
So what was your history check, Torin?
It was only 13.
13. Okay.
Not the best.
Sorry?
I was just saying, not the best, not the worst.
Okay. You only recognize one of the names, and you only recognize the surname as one that you kind of heard thrown about the tap room of the Yawning Portal as one of the noble families of Abrandir.
So there's a bounty. Does it seem like a bounty, like a legal bounty, or like a bounty for the guild?
You would know just having kind of over the past week or so, having spent some time in Abrandir, you would have made your way at some point, to like the auction house slash town square area where there are like official kind of Orem Guard sanctioned bounties, and they tend to have like um, a seal of kind of a golden fist with some golden spokes coming out of it, kind of signifying that this is like basically not illegal, but a legal
Yeah.
warrant for a bounty, basically. Um, these are a little bit more kind of ramshackle, scrawled on, and toward the bottom you see pressed in wax the emblem of the Scarlet Knot. So it seems like these are kind of black market bounties, maybe for, nobles that the underbelly wants to get at or otherwise.
I'll take those 3 contracts.
Okay.
This pocket.
Not contracts. Times.
I'm also gonna check those 2 doors while they're kind of rooting for things.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so you go over to the left one first. You find that it is unlocked, and inside there's like an armoire and a desk in here, similarly draped with cobwebs and things like that. And you go over and check this one. It's unlocked, but you try to push the door open, something has been wedged and barricaded, blocking the door in this room. Make a perception check.
Can I use Mano?
Yep.
Oh wow, that didn't really help. It was. Oh shit. I think it was like 7.
7. Okay. That kind of smell of sour fish and vinegar is coming out strongly from this room.
And then I don't hear like any movement or anything like that. I guess people move with
I would say no with that roll.
that.
Maybe
I'm
try
gonna
knocking.
just try knocking. I'm gonna knock. I'll knock.
Okay. You give it a knock, and you hear a bit of a stifled yipe and a bit of cloth kind of rustling and settling.
I'm gonna drop my my disguised self,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna put my hand. Can I like fit my hand through the door, or is it like jammed shut?
Um, you can see that the door itself is hanging pretty loosely on broken hinges. So you do manage to kind of swing it open maybe 5, 6 inches, and you give kind of a feel, and there's a heavier crate that's uh, pushed up against the door.
I'm gonna grab a piece of cheese and like stick my hand out and be like, we're just here to help.
Make a persuasion check.
14.
14. Okay. You hear a bit of kind of ragged breath, and some more kind of rustling of canvas, as you hear a voice call out, and say, "Are you friend or foe?"
Yeah, we're just looking for a pal, and we just got rid of those poor guys. They're gone, so don't worry. You're hungry. It seems like you've been eating a lot of stinky fish. But here's some stinky cheese if you want it.
Okay. You hear some light footsteps approaching the door, and you see it kind of in the crack, you can see half of a human's face, um, kind of a slick black hair that has been slicked behind the ears and tight to the head and kind of flows out into um, kind of shoulder length locks. But his face is just marred with grime, and the stench of pickled herring is even more pronounced as he approaches the door, and says, "How can I trust you?"
Um, hmm. Great question. I mean, we could potentially just like leave if you'd like. We're just looking for a friend. Moon, do you know, have you heard of that person before?
Floon, him and myself were taken
Oh,
2 nights ago.
okay. Well, your pal, what was his pal's name that sent us?
Q.
Q?
Volo.
Oh,
Oh,
Vola.
Volo. Yeah, right here, right
Yeah.
here. Sorry, sorry.
Q and
Volo's
Volo were
fantastic.
also friends, but yeah.
We're pals with your pals.
Okay. And at kind of the mention of Volo and Floon, you hear the crate begin kind of scraping against the ground, as the um, as the door kind of opens. You see stepping out, dressed in nobles, kind of a deep purple, um, uh, kind of frilly frock type blouse, and some cuffed boots. Um, a human, and he steps out and says, "Yes, I'm Renair."
Perfect. We've been looking for you. Ooh,
Hmm.
you stink. Oh my goodness. Are you hungry? Do you need some cheese?
I've eaten nothing but pickled herring for the past 24 hours, so I would definitely not be opposed to some cheese.
All right, I'm gonna pull out some cheese and maybe some like old bread that I just got in the pocket. I'll give it to him.
Okay. And he, yeah, ravenously scarfs down your cheese and bread.
I'm gonna be like, hi, yeah, I'm youngest, and then my big burly friends over here, we got Torin and Bjorn. They are, yeah, with me. They're friends, even though they're scary looking. Don't worry. Do you know where your pal is? We're trying to find him too.
Great. Um, you see his kind of, now that he has a bit more kind of food in his belly, his composure kind of evens out a bit and he stands up a little bit more straight. And, you know, despite his very kind of haggard looking appearance, he speaks with grace and articulation as he says, um, Floon and I like to frequent the Skewered Dragon for a drink. It's nice to get out of the field of view that we tend to run with. Um, you know, nobility always so judgmental and um, but anyways,
Yeah, that must be really hard for you.
um, he says we had drained a few tankards and I was concerned Floon was too intoxicated to make his way home. I offered to escort when the two of us were jumped by 5 thugs as we left the Rust District. I can't shake the feeling that this is my fault. I think the knot mistook Floon for myself.
So why would not be trying to get you guys? What are you up to? What are you doing?
Well, the Scarlet Knot thinks that my father embezzled a large amount of gold while he was open lord, and that he hid the fortune somewhere in the city. The Knot thought that I knew something about all of this, but I don't. My father and I haven't spoken in years since, well, we haven't spoken in a long time.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, you wouldn't have any idea where they took the Kimberly.
Um, when we were initially pulled into this place by the Scarlet Knot, the Golden Ghosts caught wind of what was going on and did they attempted to kind of counter kidnap us, if you
Oh
will.
gosh.
They managed to take down the majority of the Scarlet Knot here and set a couple of their Kenku underlings to continue patrolling. I managed to barricade myself up in here, but they took Floon, I imagine, maybe to their hideout, the Golden Ghosts. Um, I know that their operation tends to run through the vast
Sewer?
kind of sewer system of the city.
The sewers. Great, great. I love the sewers. Okay, cool. So we're gonna try to find your pal. Do you need help getting somewhere safe? Are you gonna be okay? Do you need help?
Just so long as you can get me somewhere within a little bit more of the public eye where I don't think that, you know, I'll be snatched up again.
Okay, okay. Well, you can stick with us. We're gonna go back to the rest of our party because I think I mean, we can't leave those two alone. They get into things, so we gotta go check on them.
And then maybe you can make your way to Volo and let him know what happened and that we're still trying to search for Floon. That way he is a little more of an up on what's happened here.
Okay. He kind of steps to the side of youngest and kind of gives you and Bjorn a bit of a once over and says, yeah, I mean, it looks like Floon is in good hands with all of you. I'll give Volo the update, but best of luck in finding Floon. He's a good man. Just kind of adopted the target on my back and paid for it, unfortunately.
Well, hopefully we can find him soon.
Yeah.
Thank you. He gives a very kind of regal bow, kind of befit of his noble upbringing. While this is happening, Q has begun kind of pulling out some of these hay bales and begins kind of setting some of them upright with the intention of giving you some lessons, Belial. And he says, all right, my red friend, well, you said you wanted to get some time with your longsword, so let's get some lessons in. And just as you're about to begin kind of making some strikes against this upright hay bale, the front door of the building bursts open.
Boy.
Yeah.
What the?
I would say the three of you also came down.
Yep.
I think we forgot about your Steel Defender last combat stuff.
That's a good point. We definitely did. I mean, he was outside, dickhead. So.
He was just keeping watch.
Okay, so just a second as I line things up here.
Shit.
Oh my god.
The door kind of bursts open, and this very kind of robotic regiment of the Orem Guard, led by one particular veteran-looking guard, as they kind of call out to you and say, or the main one kind of yells out and says, "Who goes there?"
We came here looking for a friend. The door was open and we found many bodies inside. We are not with a scarlet knot.
Okay. You see he kind of pulls the visor up off of his helm, revealing a very kind of weathered looking human. He's got some deep kind of crow's eye or crow's feet extending from his eyes, and a long but trimmed or nicely shaped kind of gray beard with tufts of white coming out of the middle of the chin. And he kind of scans you all one by one, and says, "Well, you don't look like members of the thieves guilds here. So what are you doing? We got reports of suspicious activity in the area."
like I said, we came to find the friend that has gone missing, and we found one of them here. This is Rainier.
You see as Rainier kind of rounds the back of the group and kind of reveals himself. You see a look of recognition in both his eyes and the captain's eyes, and you see the captain kind of posture up and stand up a little bit more straight in the presence of a noble. And he says, Lord Neverember, and they both give each other a nod. As he says, we had gotten reports of your disappearance. Glad to see you were safe. If smelling of rotten fish a little bit, and you see Rainier kind of give his sleeve a little bit of a sniff and a bit of a scowl. He says, yes, thanks to these lovely folks, I'm in one piece. The rest of these miscreants, I guess I can't say the same for. We kind of move up, and the his guard begins kind of dispersing a bit and investigating the bodies. I would say, since you and Torin and I would say just Torin actually, because you have kind of the highest wisdom score, make either a perception or an insight check.
Okay. 14.
14. Okay. You kind of track the movements of the guard as they're beginning to investigate these bodies, and you can't help but notice they're only rifling through the bodies of the Scarlet Knot. None of them are touching the bodies of the Golden Ghosts. This guy kind of moves up a bit closer to chat with you and says, my name's Eustace. Eustace Staggett. You can call me Captain Staggett. And as you guys can see firsthand, the Golden Ghosts and the Scarlet Knot have been at each other's throats for the past while. My job is to curb the violence in the Rust District, but you know, if these two factions are willing to destroy each other, why not just let them?
I mean, they did kidnap some people, so that's not so good.
And
Yeah,
I think their intent was this to take Rainier here as well.
yeah, that sounds about right. It's the underbelly types are always looking to target the nobles for you know, ransom money or gain some sort of insight into their fortune, but we're always stepping on each other's toes as far as I can see.
Well, I think you have it handled here then, and we'll continue on. We'll escort Rainier to wherever he needs to go.
Yeah.
Rainier, you said you were taken with someone else. Does your group here intend to continue on that search?
Yeah.
he once more kind of scans across you guys, uh, taking a bit of a beat on Yopa and Belial, and kind of seeing their heavy packs bulging. Um, and again takes a look at Rainier, um, seeing that you're kind of within the company of a noble. He says, "Well, I'm willing to overlook any of your plundering that took place here, but take one of these just to have on you." And he hands you a little pamphlet, that on the front of it says the code legal.
The what?
It says
Code.
the code legal.
Code legal.
Hmm.
Code legal.
And he kind of hands out each of you like a little pamphlet that as you kind of leaf through it, basically just like sums up the laws of Ebrandir.
Oh, funny.
Yeah,
Oh.
so he can at least kind of say that he gave you a bit of a slap on the hand. But he says, you know what, it's best not to meddle in criminal matters. Leave the dirty matters to the Orem Guard. I'm just making it clear I'm not going to send a force into the sewers in search of someone who might well be a spy. Um, so, as much as I won't directly aid you, I'm also not going to reprimand you. But please keep in mind, not all guard officers are as nice as me. Um, that being said, if you choose to continue on, keep the blood off the streets, okay?
Blood on the streets and on the swords. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Ah, what happened? My notes went all wonky for a sec. Okay, so he kind of gives you guys a pass and joins his guard as kind of an investigation um, begins in this space. So you guys are headed out.
I'm gonna like
This
Orin and be like, fucking pig. Am I right?
this Captain Hustis is going to survey the inside of this place
Yeah,
after we leave.
his force has begun to kind of spread out, and they're all kind of
Before, can I just like quickly run upstairs? I'll just tell everyone, hey, I'm sorry. I totally forgot something upstairs. And I'll go upstairs quickly and kind of just survey the area for anything valuable, shiny, or apparently heavy.
make a deception check.
Okay. Oh, please.
Can I like distract the main guy? Just like
Okay.
walk up to him and be like, shake his hand, like, thank you so much.
Got 24.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to give you advantage with Belial's help, but it sounds like you don't really need it.
Yeah.
So Hustis, having kind of shaking your hand and taking a minute to kind of chat with you, looks over your shoulder and to Yopa says, "Make it quick, all right?"
Oh yeah, don't come up until I've come back down. I like my privacy.
Okay, he gives you a bit of a furrowed brow. Make a perception
Give
check.
him a furrowed brow. Perception?
Yeah, perception or investigation.
Oh damn. Let's just do it for fun. I rolled a 10 for perception.
10. Okay. It's a lot more of the same up here. It's yeah, spoiled goods, spoiled oils, some dried provisions, moth-eaten bolts, kind of just like junk under canvas tarps here and there. And you decide to kind of cut your losses with your satchel of silver and paintings. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. So you guys, with the graces of Captain Eustace, make your way back out into the yard. It's beginning to get a little bit later in the day, probably closer to dinner time. And the city is yours with the knowledge of Flume likely being taken to the sewers and the hideout of the Golden Ghosts.
So I think first we should escort Rainier here to a safe area where he can go find Mr. Voldo. And then maybe he can point us in the direction of which area of the sewers would be our best entrance point.
Yeah. Good idea.
I agree.
Okay. So you guys are going back to find Volo?
Just bring Rainier to where it's more public and less sketchy,
Okay.
and where he's safe and he can make his own way.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, easily enough, you make your way out of Candle Lane and back toward kind of the central hub of the Rust District. You make your way to one of the busier kind of marketplaces where Rainier says, "Yeah, the Rose Ward is a couple blocks from here. I should be able to make my way home, take a much needed shower, and pray to the keeper that you're able to find Flume."
To the keeper.
He gives you a nod and says, "Word gets around the Rust District, so just ask the locals, and I'm sure they'll be able to point you in the direction of the hideout entrance, or at least an area that will get you on your way."
Really good.
Sounds good.
Um, okay, so I would say anyone who is kind of actively looking for information on where the entrance is, make an investigation check.
All right.
Blame me. Oh, 11 for me.
11 for me.
Oh, 9.
11 for me.
Wow, 11's
What?
across the board.
We suck.
That's okay. So it does take you guys a little bit longer than you would have liked. It takes you, 2 or 3 hours. Just like you managed to sneak a meal in there as well. You go and sit at a tavern and ask some of the locals there, and a couple of them mention that they did see someone who kind of matches your description of Flume being dragged off in a certain direction. So after your meal, you head kind of in that general direction and begin asking around there. And through the course of, 2, 3 hours, you narrow it down to a an intersection of alleys, Fillet Lane and Rustwick Way. Is where you're kind of led to. And the final person who gives you kind of the last bit of information says, "Oh yeah, you can find it in the intersection of Fillet and Rostwick. There's a circular metal cover, and you should be able to find your way there."
Thank you kindly.
Cool. Awesome.
Gives kind of a nod, and leaves you with your directions. Um, you eventually make your way to the intersection and find the aforementioned circular metal cover, and very, very faintly you can see in chalk a pale yellow scrawling of the yellow circle with kind of 12 spokes coming out of it. That looks like it's been kind of rubbed out, just kind of adjacent to the manhole.
All right, I think this is where we go down.
That would be the sewer.
Hello.
Okay, so you slide the circular metal cover off to the side and begin kind of descending the ladder down into the darkness. There's no natural light down here, so I believe just Bjorn, without dark vision, you will need a light source in this space if you're going to be able to see anything.
Anyone have any light source?
I guess we can probably light a torch.
For poor Bjorn's human eyes? No offense. No offense.
Okay.
Or, I'm sure we have a tinder box or something, right?
Yeah.
I have a tinderbox.
Okay. So you guys spark and ignite a torch, handing it off to Bjorn, who's now able to see, along with the rest of you. As you descend and begin kind of making your way through the sewers, there's just this putrid stream of waste that is flowing along the base of this tunnel. And you make your way to a first kind of Y-shaped intersection, and it leads two separate ways. Next to one, you see another tiny symbol drawn on the wall in yellow chalk, about palm-sized circle with 12 equidistant spokes radiating out from its circumference.
I think we follow the symbols.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
At some point, we might want to start looking for traps.
Okay.
Just in case.
What's
Could start doing that now.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the marching order, by the way?
If I'm looking for
It's-
traps, I'll be closer to the front.
I'll probably be near the back. I'm not very stealthy, and probably Bjorn and I will be in the back, taking up the rear.
Yeah, I'd
Well,
like to
probably
be the front.
mid area.
I'll be in the front, either, maybe just behind Belial there.
Okay. Oops.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and it's about 5 feet wide, so you guys are going kind of single file. The more kind of heavily armored of you, kind of hanging out towards the back. Huzad says, "Man, this place reeks."
And it was like a Y-shaped divergence, like one fork on the road kind of type deal.
Yeah.
Can I just like throw something random down the other side that we're not going down, just to see?
Yeah. I'd say you still have some of your ball bearings that you tried to
Yeah, that's what I
dupe
was thinking too.
Sunny Shim with. Uh, um, yeah, you give it a toss down the direction, the other direction, and you hear it kind of clatter a couple times on stone until it splashes in the pungent stream.
And nothing happens.
You wait for 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and don't hear anything.
Could I throw one more just in front of us down the path we are going down?
Yep. Um, yep. Similarly, you hear it bounce a couple times, kind of metallic uh, pinging as it ricochets off some of the walls and eventually comes to settle. Similarly, you sit and listen and hear nothing.
Yeah, seems pretty safe.
Okay. So you guys make your way, and after about an hour or so of following these signs through the tunnels, and kind of guiding your decisions when you come to intersections based on these markings, eventually you come to another three-way intersection that you can see above or ahead. There's a little bit of light coming from, it looks like uh, a sewer cover or something that's not totally solid. There's kind of a grate to it, and you can see a little bit of the moonlight shining through. Um, you see a ladder that leads up into a stone shaft and um, another kind of familiar chalk symbol. Um, Belial, I'd say the three in the front, Belial, Yopa, and Youngest make perception checks.
18.
7.
14.
Okay. um, so between the three of you, Bilal, you kind of put your hand back to stop the convoy for a second, and the three of you kind of perk your ears up listening, and you hear a tapping in the distance, like something metallic is tapping in these kind of intermittent patterns against stone.
What do you think that is?
Like, is it like even tapping, or is it just kind of like unregular?
There's like
Morse
tap,
code.
tap, 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 tap. It's there's no real pattern to it.
And it's the direction we're heading.
Yeah, it's straight ahead, probably about um, 50 feet ahead of you. You see another Y intersection when Belial stopped you because of this noise.
All right. Well, there's definitely something up there.
Did you say there's another Y intersection?
Yes. Yeah, you guys are approaching another one.
But there's like chalk. There's chalk drawn on one of the
Yeah,
section.
yeah, this mark you see, you can't see far enough into the Y to see any other markings that indicate like which direction to go, but kind of leading up to it where you are, there's just another marking on the wall next to you, basically.
Can I throw another ball bearing down one and down the one? Yeah, just down both.
Yeah, you're kind of far to where like your line of sight just barely sees the split. So I would say,
I
yeah, so I'd say make a dexterity check.
dexterity. Oh, 5.
5. Okay. One sec. Okay, so you go to throw one, and you're trying to kind of angle it and kind of thread it between the left wall of the tunnel that you're in and the right wall of one of the further tunnels. And as you do, it just kind of, it's like when you're playing beer pong and the ping pong ball like leaves your fingers, and right when you release, you know that it's off.
Okay, all right.
Um, so immediately, like once you release, you know that it's off, and it splashes directly into the water with kind of a loud sploosh. You hear the tapping stop for a second, and rounding the corner, you see this large bipedal monstrosity.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh my god, is that a hook horror?
What the is it?
Not Torrent. Although I'm a dwarf, so.
I deleted you guys by accident.
Oh, you just moved us.
What? Where'd you go? I moved you and then I deleted you by accident.
Why would you delete us, honey?
I'm sorry. Oh shit. I deleted you like this hook horror is about to delete you.
Oh,
We vanished to a different plane.
Yeah, just kidding.
Oh no.
At that moment, half of the universe was snapped away.
This happened to be our whole party.
Yep.
Sorry, I just have to While this is happening, or while I'm fixing this, you guys can roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, so it's not a friend?
He's not our pal.
Doesn't seem to be.
And it definitely isn't like, someone who was turned into a hook horror.
I knew you were gonna say that. What are they called? Smites or skeets?
Clacker?
Etch. Its name was Clacker.
Clacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he at the beginning?
It's like I don't even know what they were. Like peach or petch.
Yeah, the Petch. Yeah, they're like stone gnomes, basically.
But even him, he didn't even know his friend, so. Okay.
I don't know what it was doing though. Why was it tapping?
Listen to the walls.
Okay, so marching order.
Roll initiative. Roll initiative.
Yeah, I got 20.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
You rolled 20 or you got unnatural?
No, I rolled 20.
So then what's your
I
modifier?
rolled 19.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 20.
You just said I rolled.
Oh, well.
Oz just ran into the screen and bent the fuck out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like he just like threw his body into the screen.
And your laptop screen? Or
No, the screen door. Sorry.
oh,
Yeah.
it's like well, that's really violent.
Yeah. Oh my god, you would be hearing me yell if he broke that.
Ayla.
Keep chewing your toes.
Okay, 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 okay.
Oh my god, don't do it.
Okay, is everyone on their initiative spot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Gotta roll initiative for Q. Wow, Q is also at 9. All right. Bjorn, you are pretty consistent with your good initiative, eh?
What's that?
I said Bjorn is pretty good with like consistent initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Fair. I don't know how good it's me if you can get by or not.
Yeah. Well, you can move through your allies'
Oh yeah.
space like unimpeded. Yeah, for flavor, you'll be kind of like leapfrogging and stepping around and stuff. But Bjorn, it's your go.
Gonna rage, obviously.
Pause.
Yeah, and then I guess I have 30 feet of movement, so
Yeah.
where's that gonna get me?
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Like directly in front of Belial.
Okay. And then I'm gonna have to use a hand axe so I can throw it.
Okay.
Which is 20 feet, which is probably what that is, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. What did I get? Oh my god. 5 plus 6 is 11.
11 to hit.
Yeah.
Misses, unfortunately.
Damn. Well, at least I'm blocking everyone.
Dark.
Yeah. You rage leapfrog your way over your party, uh, heading up the front, and go to huck a hand axe. You see this vulture-like humanoid with bony hooks in place of hands. And as you loose the hand axe, it just kind of swipes with its bony claw, knocking it out of the air. And it gives kind of this like raptor-like shriek in your direction. It goes next. It runs up to meet you and swings heavily with 2 hook attacks. That's an 11 to hit and a 22 to hit.
Just the one hits.
Just the one. Okay. You take 10 points of piercing damage as this bony hook kind of latches into your kidney area and rips forward.
How much?
10.
10.
Wow.
But I think that's halved because you're raging.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay.
All right. Bjorn and then, or sorry, Torin and then Belial.
Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is cast Shield of Faith on Bjorn,
Nice.
Okay.
which gives you +2 bonus to AC
Oh, wow. Nice.
for up to 10 minutes.
Thank you.
So now you're at what?
16.
16?
Yeah.
You're so low.
Am I? What are you?
You don't have any armor.
Yeah.
I'm at 16 naturally.
Oh.
So now you're at 16. And that was my bonus action. I can only cast one spell a turn, right? Even if one's a bonus action.
You can cast a cantrip as an action. Yeah,
Okay.
you can't cast two like level
Okay.
slot spells, but you can cast a spell and a cantrip.
Okay, I'll cast Sacred Flame at the core.
Okay.
It's a dex save.
Okay. That's a 2.
Yeah, I got him. Can you shine on here? Shine on here. All right, let's do this one. 3 points of damage.
3?
3, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you begin kind of focusing and kind of manifest this shield of static electricity that kind of hovers and rotates around the form of Bjorn as one of the forks of electricity kind of snaps off and strikes the Hakor. You see a bit of a singe across its body, but it looks majorly unharmed.
Can I just move up?
Yep.
5, 10, 15. I'll just go like just behind Bjorn, just out of melee.
Okay, so that space is occupied by Belial, but these two are open.
They're open?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I'll go here.
Okay.
Scary, but
Okay, Belial, it's your go.
Okay. Can I flank it with Bjorn?
Yeah, I would say make an acrobatics check to try and curl around the back of it without catching its
Can I
attention.
slide between its legs? That'd be kind of cool.
If you roll that.
Oh, easy peasy, 20.
Nice.
oh yeah, you did.
Nice. Okay, so you kind of skirt around Bjorn, vaulting into like a slide. Looks like you're going for a sliding tackle almost, but you managed to slide between the legs and flank. You hear Kuzad from down the tunnel yell out, allow the taller attacker to cover the distance for you. This guy is much taller than you are, and they'll expend a lot more energy trying to move over a large distance than you. And make sure you use your sword.
Okay. So, I used what? like 20 feet of my movement there?
Yeah. Yep. I'd say like 15.
Okay. Yeah, I'll swing at it with my longsword.
Okay.
That's uh 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. And then 8. Oh shit. Um 9 points of damage.
Nice.
And then I think I'm gonna go for a hand of harm.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you wanna roll once more just to see if you get a crit? Because you're flanking, you have advantage.
okay. Roll once more for
To
like which
hit,
the damage die or to hit. Okay.
to hit just to see if you get a 20.
Okay. No, I didn't get a 20.
Okay, so yeah, still hits.
Okay. And then it's D4. So 4 points of damage plus uh 1, I guess. So 5. Another 5 points of damage.
Okay. Um, okay. What does the Hand of Harm do again?
It's just like extra stacked on damage. It's like yeah. So when I hit a creature with an unarmed strike, I spend a key point to deal an extra D4 plus 1 necrotic damage.
Okay, so you do your D4 for the unarmed strike, and then the Hand of Harm is an additional D4, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's basically
Okay.
like 2d4 plus 1. And also your unarmed strike is plus your dex. So it's basically 1d4 plus your dex, and then 1d4 plus 1 for the Hand of Harm.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, the first one would have been uh 4 points of damage, and then I roll again,
Hmm.
which is an extra 3 points of necrotic damage.
Nice. What does your Hand of Harm look like?
Um, I don't know. I was thinking, I guess since it's necrotic damage, it would kind of just be uh like a black kind of smoky energy radiating from it
Cool.
when I hit
Okay.
it, I guess. Yeah.
Nice. So you kind of slide through his legs and uh, unsheath your longsword, kind of getting a feel for it and the difference in weight between it and your bow staff. And you go for a heavy kind of strike, and it has a very kind of armored carapace, but you do manage to slice through at least partially. And seeing that opening, you swing a heavy uh, blackened kind of fist with this trailing black vapor off of it. You see kind of a bit of like a spider web of affliction kind of at the point of impact. Um, Sweet. So it is Yopa and then youngest.
Let me just simply shoot an arrow at this.
Cool.
To hit 19.
Yes, that hits.
Beautiful. Oh, got a 13.
13. That's including your sneak attack?
Oh, yeah. Do I get it? Yeah, that would be my next question. Do I get a sneak attack?
Yeah, it's engaged with 3 people, so you definitely do.
Beautiful. I'm gonna roll real dice for this one. 6. So 19 total.
Hell.
Dang. Rogues. 6. Okay. Nice. A solid hit. You take a minute to kind of steady your hand and loose the crossbow bolt as it sinks its eye or sinks its tip right into the eye of this hook horror. It's kind of clicking avian cry ringing out in the intersection. Anything else with your go?
After I've got a hit, would it be wary, or would it be wary of where I'm at, so I wouldn't get sneak attack for my next one in case we can't take it down?
As long as it is currently engaged with your allies, um, you still get sneak attack.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I'll just chill back.
Okay. Youngest, you're up.
I am going to. I'm gonna use my crossbow.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna use my crossbow. Hold on a second. I'm gonna shoot for his eye.
Okay. For the one remaining eye.
Shoot, yeah.
Haha.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh my god. 10?
10 to hit.
Yeah.
Does not hit, unfortunately. You you lean out from behind Yopa, trying to mirror his fancy eye attack, loosing a crossbow bolt. It deflects off of the heavily armored shell of this creature.
Okay. Then I'm going to send my little dude.
Okay.
Dude.
He is just gonna go and try to like knock him over.
Okay. Can you do that? Can you like knock him prone?
I mean, I guess like he's just gonna like melee him, but like the intent to knock him over.
Yeah. Do kind of a
So,
ram attack.
yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Oh my god. We're failing today, but that's okay. What would it be plus?
It should say on your Steel Defender stat block.
But like, what is it under?
It
Plus
should.
4. Hold on. So it is 4, 11.
11. Okay. Are you looking at the Force Empowered Rend?
No, I'm just looking at. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. So your rat familiar comes kind of bounding from the tunnel. It's kind of this weird visual of like a sewer rat, but it's this like mechanical clockwork creature that kind of bounds through the sludge and tries to give a heavy headbutt into the solar plexus of this creature. But you hear some like cracking and creaking of its form as the Hokor kind of just like flexes into it basically, and it bounces off the solar plexus, seemingly not doing any damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay, it's a good attempt.
He's gonna my dude's gonna get up and like shake his head and like look back at me.
Like what Oz just did. All right. Okay. Kuzad begins kind of rushing the Hokor, and as Yopa and Youngest, as he's kind of rushing by, you hear him muttering a prayer underneath his breath as he says, "Earth is my body, fire is my blood." You see this this like moss-like layer begin to kind of form on the shoulder of the Hokor as he casts Hunter's Mark on the Hokor, and goes for a swing with his longsword. Let's see. Ooh, that's a natural 19 plus 5, 24 to hit.
No,
For 15 points of damage. Okay, so the thing is looking bloodied. You can start to see this like black ichorous fluid beginning to kind of flow out of the cracks that are beginning to form in its shell, as Kuzad calls out, "Nice job, Bilal."
Thank you. I mean, I couldn't have done it without you.
And you get to see the master at work as well. So we're back at the top with Bjorn.
bad timing. Deanna just swallowed water down her wrong too.
Oh no!
Okay.
Just as it's like
Literally the
a
moment.
moment.
Okay. Okay.
What are you doing?
Is that 15? Oh. I'm just gonna hit him with my great axe.
Yeah.
That's
Sounds
Is
good.
it advantage because he's flanked?
Yes.
so. What is that? A plus?
You can roll another
Oh,
d20,
roll.
which I think you had it with the first one.
Yeah. Oh, 16. That's better. Plus 6. So that's
22.
Yeah, 22.
22 hits.
Noise.
All right. 9 or
6
6.
plus 4 is 10. Plus 2 is 12.
12 points of damage.
Ooh. Very
Heavy.
nice.
Whoa.
Awesome. So you, having kind of missed with your great axe or with your hand axe, you pull your trusty great axe from your back, and in the trance of rage, you guys see the kind of spectral trail of Bjorn's ancestors as he swings heavily with the great axe, cleaving one of the hooked arms pretty heavily. It's just like you can see some yellow bone peeking through the wound.
You.
Ew.
All right. It, being surrounded, begins just swinging wildly with its hooked arms. One goes for Bjorn once more, and one goes for Torin. And I believe it's at disadvantage on Torin because of Bjorn's rage effect.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think you also, if it hits, you get resistance. Torin.
I won't complain about that.
Okay, so even with disadvantage, that's a 16 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's my armor class.
Okay. So you take 11 points of damage halved, so 5 points of piercing damage as the barbed hook just latches onto you and rips your flesh.
Fun.
Bjorn, that's a 23 to hit.
Oh God, yeah.
For 9 points of piercing damage halved, so 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
When it hits me, I'm going to use Wrath of the Storm.
Okay.
That's a reaction.
Sounds good.
To do a Dex saving throw of 13.
Okay. 9. It's a fail.
All right. That is going to be 2d8 thunder.
It's a spicy reaction.
Spicy. Wow. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. As your eyes kind of flicker with the white of lightning, you give back some of that blow and strike. All right. Torin, you're up.
All right. Now I will follow that up right away with a hammer blow.
A hammer blow.
A hammer blow. Let's see it here. 17, 18, 21 to hit.
Hits.
All right. Be good to me, be good to me.
Oh my God.
Bridge in hell. 3 points of damage again.
3.
3. Keep getting ones.
Okay. Still a hit nonetheless. You swing your hammer into the arm that's already taken quite a bit of damage, and you hear a crack of the exposed bone. Okay. Anything else with your go?
That's it. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Belial, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna hack at it again with my sword. Sword.
Okay.
My little sword.
You hear Q call out once more as he sees you readying up for a strike. He says, "Speed is a key to improving your capabilities against a competitor. You gotta move quickly so that your opponent doesn't have time to react."
And I take those words into account, and I swing swiftly and precisely 15 to
Ooh,
hit.
just hits.
Ooh. Woo. For where's my D8? Here it is. For 6 points of damage.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna hit it with another hand of harm.
Okay.
So I think that's all. No, that's my second key point. I have one left, I think.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, nice.
you used patient defense in the last one, so that is your last key
Oh,
point.
so this is my last one. Okay.
Yeah.
So the initial unarmed strike does.
Did you roll to hit?
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
That's 18, 19, 21, 21 to hit.
Yep.
And then it's 7 points of damage.
Nice. Bjorn, the creature, sputters just and coughs this black Icarus blood onto you
Oh
as
my.
as it's currently being pretty heavily harried from the back.
Disgusting.
Hopefully this last bit will do it in with an extra 4 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, it's wavering for sure.
All right.
All right. Yopa, you're up.
Said it's wavering.
Yeah.
I hawk up a loogie. I spit it towards the hook.
Make
And
make a dexterity check to see if you don't.
oh, okay. Oh, okay. Dexterity. 16.
16. You, Bjorn, you're getting like this just like spew of nasty gunk from the front, and then you feel something kind of whistle by your ear as this yellowish loogie just like splots on the face of the hook core.
Take that, and then I will try to hit it with my heavy crossbow once again.
Sounds good.
To hit, damn it, 8 to hit.
8. Yeah, you're more precise with your loogie than your as you try to hit the mark of the loogie, it just deflects off a more heavily armored part of the forehead crest that hasn't taken any damage yet.
Are you sure that the loogie doesn't do like poison damage or something because of his like drinking problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
That would be that would be on theme, but
Yeah.
not quite.
If I miss, can I use one of my other actions to just like dash toward him and try to strike him with a melee weapon?
So that's only if your initial attack was also with a light melee weapon.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
So nothing then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, bonus action, you have your cunning action stuff, but in terms of attacks, not as much when you use your heavy
No.
crossbow.
Alrighty. Embarrassed, I become in the tunnel of shit.
Youngest, you see ahead of you, Yopa's shoulders kind of drop a little bit, and you're up. Honey? It's your go.
Huh? Okay, let me think. I am going to. So he's pretty hurt.
Yeah, it's like coughing and breathing very shallow at this point.
We have a torch, yes?
Bjorn has a torch.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Yopa and like give him a wink. And I'm gonna pour some of my mushroom wine on a tip of my arrow.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to light it on fire.
Okay, it takes your bonus action.
that's fine. And then I'm gonna try to hit him with my flaming arrow.
Nice.
That would be a dirty 20.
Ooh, yeah, that hits. So
Dirty.
add an extra D4 of fire damage.
Plus a D4, you said?
Yeah.
Hold on.
And you're getting pretty low on your mushroom wine. There's probably like 2 shots of it left.
That's okay. 9 points.
9 points. All right. How do you take this Hakor out?
Yeah, I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna like smile at Yopa and give him a wink, and like kind of like fumbly, like very awkwardly pour this wine on my thing, and then like light it on fire, and then be like, ooh, and then I'm just gonna like maybe hit him in the head,
Okay.
or like where he's like most bleeding. I think I'm gonna like shoot for.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so youngest, you see, or sorry, Yopa, you see youngest give you a bit of a wink and an ooh, and she squeezes the trigger as this flaming arrow comes flying, kind of illuminating the darkness of this sewer. It sinks itself into the exposed, kind of sinewy, uh, partly torn shoulder and just erupts in flame. The flames beginning to kind of lick up onto the neck and face and beginning to spread down the torso as the Hakor just falls backwards. Bilal, you give a quick sidestep as it tumbles onto its back and begins to kind of sizzle, eventually going out in the sludgy sewer water.
I'm gonna do like the very like fist in the air jump and be like, when else fails, light it on fire.
Very nice. So
Great job, team.
All right.
anyone who would like to give me a nature or a history check?
On it. $24.
Nice. Okay, so with a 24, 19. Okay.
That history?
Yeah, nature or history.
Nature or history? I've never rolled nature, so let's do that. 16.
16. Okay. Yeah, the DC is pretty low because it's kind of pretty obvious. Like the presence of this creature in an urban setting and in a surface setting in general is extremely odd. Like, you know that Hakors are only found deep, deep in the Underdark, and seeing one on the surface, much less in kind of an urban setting, is very strange and unsettling to all of you.
Yes. As my Dwarven brothers will always tell me that they need to keep extra watch when they are mining deep, deep in the mines to make sure that these creatures don't attack. It's very strange for it to be in a sewer system in a city.
I wonder if it's guarding something.
Someone brought it here to guard, yes.
Yeah.
Kuzad kind of gives it a bit of a push with his foot and says, a natural aberration, either below the surface or above it. He also walks over Bilal and gives you a heavy kind of slap on the back, saying, "Well done. I wasn't expecting you to grasp it so quickly, but given a first demonstration, I'd say you're well on your way."
Yes, thank you. Your words of wisdom definitely helped.
So, out of game terms, I'm basically it's kind of like a 5-point track that you need to fulfill to get proficiency with the longsword.
Okay.
So you got 1 point from your meditation and just your initial kind of encounter with a longsword, even in the dreamscape. And then you got 2 additional points for this combat. So you're basically 3 of 5
Nice.
in terms of longsword knowledge.
Sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys, having slain the hook horror, see 2 branching paths ahead of you, one left and one right. Having tracked Floon down into the um, leading sewer system up to the hideout of the Golden Ghosts. We'll go and end here for today.
Awesome.
Wait.
Alrighty.
Great session, guys.
Mhm.
It was a
Yeah.
good one.
I would like to add that I am very impressed with Youngest's flaming arrow, and it is very visible
Yeah.
in my facial expressions.
I'm gonna be like very like, yeah, just trying to impress. So I was just like, oh, yeah, you see that? That was good. Remember when you did that? That was really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That was a fun one.
That was good.
Yeah, there's a
That was
lot of combat.
Different things.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
fun. As much as it's like cool to do the dungeon delves for the Rod of Seven Parts, I thought it'd be cool to have like a little side quest in the city, get a little bit more familiar with your environment. So
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah,
Our currently home base city.
yeah, and it's nice because like I don't know, the Yawning Portal stuff is all like pre-written module stuff, but the city's homebrew, so I get to do like a bit more homebrew stuff, just fun.
That's the both worlds.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys having dinner with family, David and Deanna?
Yeah. My dad was away on a trip, and he gets back today.
Mm-hmm.
So we're meeting up, going out to a restaurant in Ingersoll.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yummy yum.
Yeah.
Zach and Elias, what are you guys up to the rest of Sunday?
I think Caitlin and I are going to grab some ice cream.
Ooh.